Hi, in this video I want to have a look at the new Ring Light Pro from Lume. It's 17 inches in diameter, has quite a thin form factor, and it comes in its own soft carry case. So out of the case, this is the Ring Light Pro from Lume. It is 17 inches across. In fact, it's 17.5 inches across the overall diameter. It's, as I also mentioned, quite thin. It's a centimetre across. Sorry to mix imperial and metric. Next out the case is the light stand. The nice thing about this is it folds down to quite a compact size. It's, let me see, 47 centimetres end to end when it's folded down. That's 18.5 inches. But when you unfold it, depending how wide you have the legs, it's about 180 centimetres tall, about 6 foot. So, and then you've got the ring light on top of it. So the legs fold out. Pull this section up, in fact, about there, then just tighten off the knob, and then you've got, what, 4 sections here that you can then unfold and then just clip down. And as you can see, oh, and there's one more. That is 1.8 meters, 180 centimeters, 6 foot, and that's well above my head. And you would then put the ring light on there if you were a tall person. If you're more of an average size, as me, then probably you'd have it there or maybe about there, and then the ring light on top. So a really nice looking stand. It's quite secure. It's got nice rubber feet here, so it's not going to slide around, and then once you're done, it collapses back down and fits back into the bottom of the case along the bottom. So you're not diagonally or anything like that. It fits snugly inside that case. What else? Right, well, you also have a smartphone holder, and it doesn't have any thumb screws on it to tighten it off. It's got Allen screws, so you also get an Allen key included. So there's an Allen key screw there and one there, so you can adjust the angle of the top part like that, or adjust the bottom bit like that, and then once you've got it into the position that you want, then just use the Allen key to secure it. On the base, you've got a quarter 20 screw hole, so that will go onto the thread in the middle of the ring light. So what else is in the case? Well, you've got the power adapter. This one is for the American market. It's got the 2 pins. It's got quite a long cord on it. I've not undone it. It's wrapped up with a Velcro strap, but you can power the ring light using this from your mains outlet, or it also has a battery inside, so you can run it from the battery, the internal battery, if you so want. Charge it up with the mains adapter, then run it from the battery anywhere you like. You can move around from room to room, bring it outside if you want to use it outside. No problems there at all. So what else? The penultimate thing that you get is a wireless remote and a couple of AAA batteries. One last thing that you get, and that's really a kind of instruction card. On the white side, you've got the Ring Light Pro details, and on the blue side of the card you've got the description of the wireless remote. So that's what you get in the soft case. And just a quick word about the soft case itself. It is reasonably substantial. It's padded on front and back, so you should be able to carry your ring light around without too much worry of it coming to harm. Inside it is split up into separate compartments, so you've got one for the ring light. Down the middle at the bottom you can put the stand, and on the other side there's a couple of pockets where you can put the power adapter, the remote, etc. So very nice indeed, I must admit. So now that we've had a look at what you get in the box or case, let's now go on and have a closer look at the ring light itself. Lume describe it as having edge-lit technology. So it's got 256 LEDs round the edge of the light. In front of those LEDs, you've got this translucent white diffuser, so that's going to soften up the light a little bit more. I mean, the whole design of a ring light is to produce soft light by having the light source spread out over this ring, but that diffuser at the front obviously is going to help. In the middle of the plate here, you've got the 1/4 inch 20 screw that your phone holder is going to go onto, or your mirrorless camera. At the top left you've got the rocker on off button, so press that to turn it on, and then you can control it using the wireless remote if you want to. Just below the on off you've got a pair of USB-A ports. Now the purpose of that is so that you can connect that up to your phone or whatever you've got up here, so that you can film for much longer than if you were just using the battery life on your camera. And then at the bottom down here you've got the DC input, so you would plug in the DC power cord into there and then plug the other end into your wall outlet, and you can charge the internal battery. On the other side you've got a pair of roller dials for the brightness. The top one is brightness. The next dial down is your color temperature, and down at the bottom here you've got a button for pairing the wireless remote with the ring light and changing the channel number if you want to do that. As I said earlier on, you've got the remote, so if you're a solo shooter you don't have to be getting up and down from your seat, adjusting this and then going back and then doing another test shot. You can use that remote. Below the control panel you've got the tilt head, so release the thumb screw and you can just move the ring light in whatever angle you want. Once you've got it at the angle that you want, just tighten up the screw thread and it stays in place. And below that you've got the connector to the light stand, so you'd put the ring light on there and just tighten up the thumb screw and then it will stay in place. And then you'd mount your phone holder and phone just there, so you'd pop that on, screw it on, and then just tighten up with that thumb screw underneath. Now you can have the phone holder either in landscape mode as it would be there, or in portrait, and the two jaws do open out quite a bit, so even quite a large phone should fit in there without too many problems. As said, you can adjust the angle, so you can angle that down, so if you've got a flat lay, that will beautifully illuminate your flat lay. I just want to go through the wireless remote now, so take off the back cover, pop the two AAA batteries in, put the cover back on, and you should be ready to go, because this wireless remote should be paired already with your ring light. On here you've got various different buttons and on off, so once you've switched it on at the ring light you can use the on off button there. Then you've got the channel selector, the pad here, the top and bottom parts that controls the brightness of the light, and the brightness goes up and down in increments of 5%. The left and right on the central pad, that is for your color temperature. You've got some quick presets underneath the central pad. The first two, the one on the left is a warm preset that goes straight to 3200 Kelvin. The right hand preset, that is 5600 Kelvin or daylight. Underneath the two color presets, you've got three presets for the brightness. There's a 25%, a 50% and a 100% presets. So let's turn on the light. And you can see on the screen there that it's currently at 1% brightness and that the color temperature is at 5500 Kelvin, which is virtually daylight. You can also see up here you've got a battery icon showing that the battery is virtually fully charged, but to the left of that there's an indicator that I've got about 16.5 hours worth of battery life, but that is at 1% illumination. So let's use the remote to change that to 100%. I'll just press the 100% button on the remote, and it's now saying that we've got 1.3 hours of battery life available. So I could use this now at 100% for a good bit over 1 hour. But let's see what it would be like at, say, 75%. There we go. And it's now saying 1.9 hours. So let's take it down to 50%. And it's changed to 2.6 hours. Let's take it to 25%. And it's now 4.5 hours. So you can see that depending on what brightness that you've got it set to, the available battery life will change accordingly. So let's go back to 100%. And I'll now adjust the color temperature. Now I'll use the pad to adjust the color temperature, and I'll do the plus, and I've gone up to 5600. That's the maximum of this. That is the color temperature of daylight, so you can go up to 5600, and that's what the preset is for. But if you now press the minus button on the pad, you can now come down in 100 Kelvin increments down to the warmest figure, which is 3200. So that's your warm color temperature. Now, if you don't want to go through those increments, if you want to go straight to daylight, just press the 5600 Kelvin preset button on the remote and it changes instantly to that color temperature. If you want to go back to 3200, press the preset and it goes back immediately. And also let's use those brightness buttons. But if I wanted to go to 50% quickly, or to 100%, or back to 25%, just use those presets on the remote. So that's a look at the Lume Cube Ring Light Pro. Now, what I haven't shown you yet is how it performs. So what I'm going to do is I'll take the ring light indoors and do some test shots. Some will be during the day, so some daylight will be coming in through the windows, and others will be at night, so there's no additional light whatsoever. What I may also do is come back outside at night time so that you can see what it looks like when you're recording outdoors with just the ring light. I'm outside filming with the Ring Light Pro. I've got it set at a 100% illumination daylight setting, but I'm out at night time in my backyard. I'm about 5 feet away from the Lume light, and I'm using my Canon EOS R6 with the RF 14 to 35mm L lens. It's an f4 lens, so I've got it opened up as far as it will go at f4, obviously. Right, I've now swapped the 14 to 35 f4 for my RF 35mm f1.8. I've had to take the ISO down from, I think it was at 1000, it's now down to ISO 200, and the ring light is still at 100%. I think this ring light is doing really well at night time outside. My other tests, of course, are going to be inside. I'm now filming indoors, and it's actually very much darker in here than it is outside, and that's despite the fact that directly behind the camera there's a large glass patio door, and normally that lets in plenty of light, but you don't notice how dark it is until you start filming. So in here I've had to increase my exposure by quite a bit. I'm now at f4 and ISO 400 compared to outside where I was f5.6 and ISO 100. So what I'm going to do is I'll let you see what it looks like now when the ring light is at 25%, and I better tell you that I'm 4 foot away from the camera and light, and that's 1.2 meters. I've put the camera lens directly in the middle of the ring light, so that's how you would normally be using it. So let's turn on the ring light. So that's with the ring light at 25%. So I will now increase that to 50%. And now to 100%. Now I'm going to be overexposed at that level. So what I will do is I'll change the exposure on my camera by a stop, and then we'll go through that 25, 50 and 100% again. I've now changed the exposure, the aperture is f4 and the ISO is 200. So let's turn the light back on. This is 25%, 50% and 100%. So just looking at the screen on the camera, I think this is about right. So running this at 100%. Now I am 4 foot away from the ring light, so what I'll do now is I will move forward and see what difference that will make, because obviously the further you are away from the light, the more drop off you have in the strength of the light. So let me move forward. Right, I'm now 3 foot away from the light at ISO 200 and a strength of 100% on the light. I think this is too bright. My exposure is, I'm overexposed. So let me take the ISO down to 100. So this is me at 3 foot to the ring light, and the ISO is 100, the aperture is f4, and the ring light is at 100%. And this is during the day. It's actually 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So this is what it looks like with daylight coming in through the patio door behind the camera, and with the ISO 100, the light at 100% and the aperture on the camera at f4. Now this is me far closer than I would be vlogging. This might be the right kind of distance if you were doing a beauty video and you're zooming in on nails or eyelashes, something like that. I'm about 18 inches away from the camera, and it's f4 and ISO 100. I suspect I'm a little bit overexposed. So this is 100% on the on the light. This is now 50% on the light, and now 25%. It's now dark outside and I have got the ring light turned off. So let's turn it on. That's 25%. And I have got my camera settings of f1.8 and ISO 100. So I could increase the ISO, of course, but let's increase the brightness on the ring light. So let's go to 50%. That's looking not too bad in the flip out screen. And let's go to 100%. I'm at 4 foot away from the ring light. It's dark outside now, so the room is pitch black. Even with the camera settings at f1.8 and ISO 100, I think this looks not too bad at all. So let me know what you think of the ring light down in the comments. One thing that I wanted to show you is the variable color temperature on this light. I've set my camera to a daylight setting, so that's a color temperature of 5600 Kelvin, and I'm using the 5600 Kelvin setting on the remote for the ring light. So if I now press the 3200, the warm setting, I suddenly go orangey yellow, a much warmer colour. I'll go back to daylight, and now I'll use the pad and I will gradually go from 5600 down to 3200, and you can see how the colour temperature is gradually changing. It's gradually lowering down and becoming more and more orangey yellow. So I think we're at 3200 now. So if you want to have a warmer feel to your video, that's entirely possible. I'll take it back to 5600. I'd also use that warm 3200 Kelvin setting if I had warm lighting in the room, because then the ring light and the room light would match. I hope you found that useful. If you did, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe. And remember to hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.